You're listening to Shoe In, covering the ins and outs of all things footwear, from sneakers to heels, loafers to slippers, and every type of shoe in between. Brought to you by the FDRA, the Footwear Industries Association focused on retail, trade, politics, and fashion, helping create and enhance conversations on all things footwear. And now your footwear insiders, Matt Priest and Andy Polk.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Shoe In Show. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Super pumped about the extended holiday season going for 3 to 4 months. I don't know what that means. I'm a little frightened by it, but it is what it is. We are where we are. But around that, obviously it's all about selling the right pair of shoes, but more than ever, what we see in the marketplace is where you're optimizing your supply chain and where you're actually producing those shoes matter a great deal more than they ever had in the past. There's so much churn, Matt, in our supply chains and our cost analysis and our retail discounting sales that you really have to examine every scenario and every opportunity available to a brand at the very beginning of the process to succeed and not just keep your head above water, but to really become a great brand or a great retailer in this environment.
That's so true, Andy. And we're in this environment, as you said, that is just ever changing. And one of the challenges of it is the fact that everyone's grounded, right? There's so many of our friends and colleagues that spend hours and hours on end flying all over the place, scouring the planet for the next landscape or frontier of footwear production, and trying to look at samples and make corrections and discuss costing and all those kinds of things. And no one can really do that right now in person, and everyone's doing it virtually. And so I think it's a good chance for the sourcing world of our industry to catch their collective breath and to start to reassess the landscape that's out there. More importantly, who's really close by. And that's why our next guest is someone who can help us explore someone who's very close by, and that's the Mexican footwear industry. I want to welcome Daniel Sepúlveda, who's the foreign business manager of the Mexican Chamber of Footwear. Daniel is a good friend of mine. We spent a lot of time going back and forth about what's going on in Mexico, how brands could take advantage of it. And what's really cool about what Daniel's here to talk about, there's the industry itself, Daniel, you guys have taken it upon yourself to really analyze and build out programs to help figure out who can export to the U.S. market and who might not be ready, who is more sophisticated and who needs some help to get there. And so I want to welcome you first to the program, Daniel, but also I just want to dive right in and just talk to me about what you're doing on the export side as it relates to helping brands export more into the U.S. marketplace.
Thank you so much, Andy and Matt, for this welcome. I'm very happy and glad to be here with all the people listening to this podcast. Actually, Matt, I would like to share that we are a proud representative of the shoes and leather goods industry of Mexico. And we want to introduce you with a new business model called Shoes from Mexico Collective. We believe in our industry and the perfection of it. And the companies that work with us here in the Mexican Footwear Chamber through the Shoes from Mexico program have the highest quality standards and great designs. What we're doing now, it's something very important to share. We as industry are developing a program called the Export Competitiveness Program. This is a technical factory assessment that we applied to all the footwear and leather goods factories in Mexico. And this consists of an audit system that determines the levels of compliance for exports with respect to quality, manufacturing costs, and of course, foreign trade procedures. Our goal is to introduce to all the American buyers, distributors, and companies the best proposals of Mexican factories, so you can start doing businesses with all the social responsible and the compliance that the brands needs in USA.
Yeah, that's a great point. Compliance is of utmost importance. We're seeing stories out of places like China and elsewhere where compliance is being really challenged by broad governmental programs. The Uyghur issue comes to mind. But with Mexico, we have one. I think we have a shared culture. We have shared time zones, which is really important. Right. And I think we have a shared commitment to high quality footwear. Daniel, how have your members taken on how have they received the program, if you will? Have there been people who are very anxious and willing? Are there others who are not so sure? Talk to me about the receptivity of the program with your membership base.
All right. Thank you. Well, first of all, I want to share something before I answer this question.
Sure.
Last week we have our event, the Sapika show. This is a trade show where we received companies from around the world. And actually, this event or this trade fair received about 50 digital buyers from the United States and other 20 that goes physically to this event. So I would like to share that we have many USA buyers interested in Mexico. And now answering to your question, we have been receiving this program very, very good with the companies. As you know, this program starts with analyzing the manufacturing control plan, the product development, the supplier management, very important, the lead times of the exports. As you know, many companies, for example, as Inditex, they are always analyzing the lead times. And here on this export program, we are also analyzing the productivity and the speed of our productions, also the site conditions, and of course the training. So yes, the companies are very interested to continue. We have a group of companies that have the score of more than 85 points. We are qualifying them as consolidated exporters. So I invite all your auditory and your companies, your members, consider Mexico and consider to start doing business with the Mexican Footwear Chamber so we can introduce you with the right companies, the companies that are ready to do business with you.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, the other thing we haven't even mentioned, but is something definitely worth mentioning for a product such as ours that's so highly tariffed, is the fact that it's duty free for Mexico. It's been duty free since 1994. There's specific rules of origin, but there's this permanent relationship between the two countries that allows for the exportation of footwear from Mexico to the U.S. market duty free, which is an important aspect. And then to go above and beyond that, while the U.S. was kind of backing away from its leadership role globally when it comes to trade, Mexico, I've always been impressed by Mexico. You all have free trade agreements with a ton of different countries, and you continued on the path and ultimately passed the TPP. I'll just call it TPP without the U.S. so people aren't confused. The CBTPP. And you all are a part of that. And again, some strong relationships with places like Vietnam and elsewhere. So it's still patchwork, a network of building out a supply chain, but you are building in flexibilities within the Mexican marketplace, which I think are really important and interesting for American companies. Is that how you guys see it from your end?
Yes, Matt, of course. We would like to take advantage of this USMCA, sign it up on the last July 1st. And to take advantage of this USMCA, we should be aware and focused on promote the right companies. Again, to start to increase the businesses with the United States is what we are doing. And again, you are very welcome to know this new industry. We are showing this industry as a new generation of, as we said before, as a new generation of companies focused on a new mindset, creating high value quality. So footwear collections adapted to the new consumers, focused of course on increasing e-commerce globally. So if you are a company that would like to sell to the world, Mexico could be your partner. And that's why we start this program, Matt. This export competitiveness program will be the platform to increase the business with United States. As you said, Mexico have about 12 free trade agreements around the world with more than 45 countries. So I just want to let you know that Mexico is ready to continue conversation with different brands. We are very close now with two important buyers from or brands from United States. Uh, we are starting programs, very important programs, starting of course with test orders, and we are also closing another program with an important casual leather shoe brand from the United States. So companies are coming to Mexico, and I'm sure that on the near future, Mexico will take advantage of this, being maybe the number five or sixth provider of shoes in USA. As you know, now we are the number seven.
That's right. That's right. And, it's a hop, skip, and a jump down to Leon, Mexico, right? For me, I fly down to Dallas or Houston, then another couple hours on a flight down, and you land in Leon. It's a beautiful place to be. It's a comfortable place to be. And I would encourage folks who, once we can open back up and get going on the road again, to take advantage of the proximity of Leon to the U.S. marketplace. But until then, Daniel, talk to me about how brands are. You talked about Sepika and the digital engagement. So talk to me about ways in which folks are connecting with you all and with your members and buyers in particular during COVID. And have you been able to kind of digitize that experience like so many others have been doing, around the world in certain ways?
Well, yes, that's an important question. Yes, to be digital is the new life. So yes, during Sepika, Sepika.com for all the people who wants to visit us. During that Sepika, we understand and start a new digital relation with different buyers. As I said, many people from United States, Canada. We receive people from, of course, Colombia, Guatemala, Ecuador, Uruguay. I mean, many countries in the world. And our main advantage in this is that Mexico or our companies have MOQs flexibility. It is a very good advantage for all the companies who doesn't want to take risks on inventories. And the other quality that we have is the speed to market reaction for reorders. As you know, the brands in the United States are very impacted by the COVID. They don't want to risk or to buy several inventories. So as I said, Mexico is the opportunity to have speed to market reaction for reorders. So we can work with low minimums, okay? And answering to your question, the way we are doing or connecting businesses with the companies is through the website www.shoesfrommexico.com. There you will find the right partner for your product, for your project. What we do, Matt, is me and our team, we profile the companies. We understand first what are the specifically necessities in terms of volume, quality, and all the needs the buyers have. And once we detect that, we referred this necessity to special factories, only the ones that have this export competitiveness program. And as Mexican Footwear Chamber, we are commitment to provide you with the best services and fulfill all your inquiries. All the buyers interested in doing sourcing from Mexico can contact us, as I said, in www.shoesfrommexico.com.
Hey, Daniel, it's Andy. I just wanted to, I know you briefly touched on this, but obviously in this day and age, casual and athletic shoes and sneakers are absolutely just selling off the shelves. It's a little bit harder for traditional leather type products. And I think a lot of brands associate Mexico with leather products, fine leather products, which is great. But if people are trying to implement new product or new types and styles around the sneakers to capture more market, how do you guys position yourselves going forward towards how you make different types of products in Mexico,
Okay.
how to meet that marketplace. How do you guys see that? Are sneakers a growing category, do you think, going forward?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Andy. Nice to say hello to you.
And you.
Let me tell you something. Yes, Mexico historically have been classified to make leather shoes, of course. But now I want to share that together with the government from Guanajuato and COFOSE, we have a special program for attraction investment. What does it mean? If you know a company or if a brand that has been listening this program is interested to establish the full infrastructure in Mexico, we can help them with economic support for them to install or to move part of the production from China, Vietnam to Mexico. We have here all the infrastructure, the economical support, and the experience for you to move to Guanajuato. And we have here employees, we have training, and we have, as I said, all the infrastructure to support you to come to Mexico and install maybe an amount of production for sneakers, synthetic or injection shoes, or any kind of project you have.
Yeah, that's great. It's showing that agility within your factory base that's really important. And the trends are the trends. Consumers want what they want, and if factories can't adjust to that, they will be left behind. And so to see you guys invest in that diversification, I think is really important. And so you should be commended for that. Very briefly, Daniel, what about the Mexican footwear market itself, the consumer market? Talk about COVID right now. What's the environment like? Are places shut down? How is it maybe relate or compare and contrast the American market if you're keeping track of what's going on up here?
Okay, that's a very important question, Matt. Now we are qualifying the status of the COVID here in Mexico, as you know, with different colors like the red, the yellow, or the green one. Now here in Guanajuato, we are qualified on yellow. That means that we are open to do any kind of event, of course, controlling the number of people. But now the industry, particularly the footwear industry and leather goods industry, is recovering the manufacturing. We are working at about 50 to 70% of the capacities, and we know that many or some of the main exporters are now recovering businesses with United States, mainly the leather boots. As you know, we are doing business with many brands in the United States. These companies that used to be closed maybe 1 or 2 months ago now are open and are manufacturing again to export. And we, as the Mexican Footwear Chamber, developed the safety, health, and prevention protocol for the footwear and leather goods industry. I told you that before, Matt. This protocol have the purpose to ensure the safety during activities at the workplace, taking care of the health of all our collaborators and during the manufacturing. That means that all the American or the international buyers are welcome to come to Leon with all the protocols that we have been implementing in the industry. What we would like to do is start living with this COVID situation, improving the culture of health, prepare, of course, our work centers and the compliance of safety and health based on international regulations. Just to close this idea, if you decide to come to see factories or to do sourcing in Mexico, here as Mexican Footwear Chamber, we are ready to take you with all the health and protocols to see the companies.
That's awesome, Daniel. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming on. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of changing parts right now. I've been thinking about COVID's impact on me personally, on my family, on my community, as well as my profession, there really are no longer any sacred cows, right? This is now the time to kind of set aside what you used to do just because you did it that way and look for new opportunities to do things in a different way. And I think Shoes from Mexico provides that opportunity. If folks are sourcing from Mexico and have been for a long time, they understand the value. If you haven't been down there in a while, haven't kicked the tires on Mexican production, we encourage you to do so. And Daniel, you said it was shoesfrommexico.com. Is that the website?
Yes, it will be very easy for you and all the people to access to us during this website. Also, we have the chat. Once you access to the platform, we can work with you. And I think, Matt, that this is an historical opportunity. For many years, as you said, the USMCA about 25 years. The free trade agreement has been there, but we should take advantage of that. US has the demand of about 2,400 million pairs, and Mexico can offer the supply. So we are very encouraged and committed with this Shoes from Mexico collective program. I hope we can do some more business with all the buyers listening to this podcast.
That's awesome. Thanks, Daniel. One of the things, if you haven't had a chance to meet Daniel in person, and this is to Andy and now bringing in Jasmine, is Daniel is a very fashionable gentleman. He is dapper. He's often well-dressed. In fact, I've never seen him not well-dressed. And so with that in mind, Jasmine, we want to bring you in for your world famous, your universally famous Fashion Footwear and Focus segment. Drop us the fashion tip or trend that you got, Jasmine, and then I'll be very curious to see how Daniel responds.
I was saying this isn't probably something that you've seen Daniel in, but I've been looking at some of the trends lately, and a lot of the like non-functional laces or just like the slip-on sneakers have been like really popular. They say that for Amazon, their number one selling shoe is like their Slow Man Store walking shoe, and it's like a slip-on sneaker for men and women. It has like a great sole. It looks like it can actually like withstand some real walking. So I was curious if everybody has like a pair of slip-on like sneakers in their closet. Surprisingly enough, that's something I don't have in mine. And then I was curious, what are you wearing, Daniel, in these casual times now that we're not, out and have our best shoes on or our dress shoes on?
Well, yes, Jasmine. What I think is that the dress shoes that you can buy in Mexico will be the best in case you love.
Nicely played.
Is what I can say. It's only what I can say. We have been manufacturing for several American brands specialized in dress shoes.
That was well played, Daniel. You immediately pivoted to promote your amazing industry in this Fashion Footwear and Focus segment. And I think that was well played. I have to confess, my last name is Priest, but I'm going to flip the script and confess to you all, I had no idea what Slow Man was. And it is a thing. I just Googled it, and it is women's shoes. It's dude shoes. Jasmine, what on earth is Slow Man?
I don't know. I've never heard of this brand, but apparently, like, they're super popular. It's interesting how, like, the world is so big. You think you know what's popular, and you have no idea. There's a brand that's, like, kicking butt on Amazon right now. So it's something to check out. And they come in all different colors. It's like 23 colorways, so it's something for everybody.
It's
Jasmine and Matt, I would like to recommend you to visit a Mexican brand that is exporting globally. The brand is unmarked.mx. Let me spell it for you. unmarked.mx. This company is a very special manufacturing in do-it-yourself products, handmade. So if you can look, you will love it. I know that.
What kind of shoes are those, Daniel?
Well, they do boots, they do dress shoes, they do like urban shoes, sneakers, all with a proposal of different materials. Some of them are sustainable materials with an excellent image, with an own DNA. So you will love it if you can do.
Oh wow! Yeah, I'm on the site now. There are definitely some great colorways on here. This is not something that I've seen before.
Yeah, I'm checking it out. It's pretty cool. It's a tie-dye, some other stuff. So
Congratulations, Daniel. You just sold $1,000 worth of shoes just on this show alone.
So you can see they are using vegetable leather and this special outsole. So I love this Mexican brand. If you want, I can put in contact with them.
yeah, it'd be awesome. I want some poncho tie-dyed sneakers to go with my killer outfits.
Exactly. Other brand that I would like to recommend you, if this is the time, Matt, I'm not sure.
Yeah, of course.
You can go to the website Dante. It's dante.com.mx. It spells D as in David, A, N as in Nancy, T as in Thomas, E as in Echo. Dante.com.mx.
Okay, we'll check that out too.
This is a timeless and classy company with an excellent image and beautiful finishing and handcrafted shoes. They start their business with manufacturing to Western boots. They are also manufacturing Western boots, but they decide to start this brand. So I'm sure, Jasmine, you will like it. It's for men and women, all kind of shoes, boots and dress shoes.
Great. Thanks so much, Daniel. I'm always interested in what new brands are happening, so thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel, thank you so much for joining us today. And folks, we really appreciate you joining the Shoe and Show today as we continue to explore new opportunities, new places to source, new partnerships that we can form, as well as strengthening the ones that have existed for a long time. Our industry is going through massive changes, massive churns. But it's good to know that, there's still footwear industry associations working together to help all members, help suppliers, help factories, help brands, help retailers, because we all need each other right now greatly. And we do appreciate Daniel and the Mexican Chamber down at Leon and beyond across the country of Mexico, and all the work that they're doing on behalf of their members to strengthen the industry and their partnership with FDRA. As always, if you have any ideas for shows, any ideas for topics you want us to discuss, please go to shoeandshow.com and drop us a line. You can also see our full library of more than 250 episodes on there. And as always, folks, if you're having challenges, you're having issues, or you want to learn more about sourcing in Mexico and all the benefits, please contact us at info@fdra.org. We can put you in contact with Daniel and many others to assist you in that. But with that, we hope you are safe. We hope your family is healthy. We hope you enjoy your extended holiday half-year season. And with that, on behalf of Matt and Jasmine and Daniel, Shoe-In is out.
Shoe-In has been brought to you by the FDRA, the Footwear Industries Association focused on retail, trade, politics, and fashion, helping create and enhance conversations on all things footwear. For information about FDRA, visit fdra.org.